Master's in Public Administration and Master's in Global Affairs, the double degree the LSE and Toronto University have. We're very happy to be partners in this joint degree, and it's a fantastic program. Of course, you'll hear a lot from biased people here. It's not only us at the LSE, and I'll introduce my colleagues here at the LSE too, but also Rejeanne from Toronto, and joining as well Sophie Gaudreau, who was student of mine just last year. And we were talking about how much we miss the usual sessions on a weekly basis. So it's a family here at the School of Public Policy from the LSE. Joining me, Sophie Gabriel, who helps me run these double degrees, and Georgina, who helps with these information sessions, amongst many other things. I'm Vanessa Rubio-Marquez. I'm professor in practice. I am associate dean at the school, and I am also director for double degrees. So various hats I wear. And previous to becoming a professor here at the LSE since 5 years ago, I was a public servant in my native Mexico, where I served in the public government for 25 years, including being the first woman ever to be Deputy Minister of Finance of my country, also Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Deputy Minister of Social Development, and I was a senator as well. So a long career that began in the very first positions at the entry level of the government. So I scaled up every single position in the government until I became 3 times deputy minister. I know what it's like to draft a policy memo, and also to be the one asking for that policy memo in order for me to be informed and represent my country at the G20 or the IMF. So I'm very happy to bring the in-practice experience to the academic world, which is what I do as a professor in practice. And I would just pass on the word to Sophie, to Georgina, to Sophie Gaudreau, and to Rejeanne to present themselves. And then I'll ask you if you can also just, put your microphones on and present yourself. Just say perhaps where you are, what your name is, and we'll begin with the presentation. So please, Sophie, go ahead. Sophie Gabriel, and then Georgina, and then Sophie Gaudreau.
Yeah, I'm Sophie, and I'm program manager for the SPP's double degree programs and also their data science program. And I work with Victoria, who's on the call as well, who's our administrator. And yeah, worked at the LSE for the last 4 years or so. And yeah, covering for the program manager role currently.
Apologies. I just saw Victoria as well. I just had a short faces in my screen. So Victoria is with us as well. Please, Victoria.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm the program administrator for the double degree program. Yeah, hope you enjoy the session.
Hi everyone, I'm Georgina. I'm speaking through Sophie's microphone because we're in the same room. I'm the head of marketing and recruitment for the School of Public Policy, so I work on these kind of events and showing off the student experience at the same time.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophie Gaudreau and I'm a dual degree LSE Munk student. Last year I was the LSE and this year I'm at Munk, and really excited to answer any of your questions.
Rejeanne, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Rejeanne Puran. I work at the University of Toronto, Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy. I do admissions and recruitment for both the Master of Global Affairs and the Master of Public Policy and all of the dual degree programs that we have introduced and still introducing. So yeah, welcome everyone who's here. Thank you for coming out, and excuse my voice. I'm just a little sick, but I'm welcome everyone.
Thank you, Rejeanne. Hope you get better soon. And please just unmute at this moment in time. Maybe later on when you fully join the program and when you fully choose this as your next step in your professional lives, we'll get to meet you and to learn more from you. But today I would like to begin our presentation by saying, if you are looking forward to strengthening your skills as policy shapers or understand better the politics and policy environments in the world, I think you are on the right place, because basically that's what you would be getting from this double degree, a sort of sense and deeper knowledge and understanding of how to be a positive policy shaper in many arenas, but also to understand the politics and policies, either from the business perspective or from the social sector, from the international institution side, or from many other policy shaping spaces like journalism, as Afifa was mentioning. This is a program that is all encompassing in relation to the policy and the politics environment, and the most important concepts and theories shaping the ecosystem of public policy today. So if you can begin with the slideshow. Thank you so much. So we are the LSE, the London School of Economics, #1 university of the year according to the Times and Sunday Times, but also very well recognized as one of the most important universities in the world, one of the most important universities in Europe, and of course in the UK. We have 20 Nobel Prize winners among the LSE staff and former students. We have over 40 world leaders that have studied at the LSE or taught at the LSE. Currently, we have 12,000 full-time students, but almost 250,000 alumni. We are the first carbon neutral verified university in the UK since 2021. And we praise ourselves for being one of the top places to study social sciences in the world. Next one, please. We have a very vibrant campus in the heart of London. We are based in Aldwych, central London, right across Covent Garden. Fantastic headquarters. And when one looks into the LSE, sometimes it is very interesting to see that basically we comprise more than 20 buildings in the same ecosystem, in the same space, but all of the buildings have a very different architectural personality. They have been built around the last century, some of them even dating back to the 1700s, as the tiny shop we have in the middle of the campus acknowledges itself for. So we are a composition of different buildings that are at the heart of London and that constitute the LSE premises and headquarters. The School of Public Policy is in the center building. We're there on the 5th floor, and we are very humbled about the premises that we have and the sort of situation it has vis-a-vis other universities, and of course the fact that we're in London with the vibrancy of Westminster, but also with the vibrancy of the financial sector, headquarters of the City of London, and many other connectivity towards the UK in general, but also Europe in particular, and of course a connection hub for the world in general. The next one, please. So our community at the SPP is comprised by 8 postgraduate degree programs. We have 430 students from 60 nationalities. One of the things, and Sophie, I'm sure, will speak about this when I just give the word to her. One of the most fantastic things about studying at the LSE is diversity. The diversity of professors you have, the diversity of options to study specific aspects of your interest, from the global sphere, from domestic policies, comparative policies, more in-depth into economics or political science or climate or finance, and many other specialties that you can take. But also the fact that you will be sharing the space with other students from around the world. I teach a course on policy making that I designed for the school, and it's been running already for 5 years. And today I have 2 groups of 30 each. And in each of the groups, in one, it's 22 nationalities out of the 30 students. And in the other is 20 nationalities out of the 30 students. So it doesn't get more diverse than that. And it's a fantastic ecosystem from which to learn also in terms of peer learning. We have more than 2,300 alumni. and basically a very connected network in the world that has events, that has networks of influence, and that is a source of knowledge and a source of relations that can help support your career when you graduate from the school. The backgrounds include government administration, law, economics, finance, consultants, engineering, NGOs, healthcare, education, and much more. As I was saying, in the case of ASIFA, I've had students that are in the journalistic ecosystem, but also last year I had the privilege of teaching and having as one of my students the former Minister of Women from Afghanistan. No, so again, very varied, very interesting backgrounds from all the cohort that constitutes the SPP. The next one, please. So this is the MPA double degree program. It's 2 years. It's full time. You would be studying at two world leading universities, at the LSE and of course Toronto, and you would benefit from the expertise and resources and networks of both prestigious institutions. No, in the case of the LSE, we have three double degrees. One with Toronto, one with Columbia, SIPA, and one also with Sciences Po. In the case of the Sciences Po, the first year is done in Sciences Po, second year at the LSE. In the case of Toronto and Columbia, first year done at the LSE, second years at our partners, in this case, Toronto University. The next one, please. So basically, the class size is around 15 students. The average age is 23, and we've had in this cohort 10 nationalities represented with a varied range of academic backgrounds. Most of our students have a background in international studies, international economics, political science, and basically those are the most common backgrounds. But again, a wide and diverse range of backgrounds. The next one, please. Yes, is it something I should keep on talking, or is it you, Sophie, that is going to be speaking about the curriculum?
Yeah, I can take this slide, no
Okay.
worries.
Yeah, I'll pass on the word to Sophie.
Yeah, so just going quickly over what the MPA curriculum looks like for your first year here at LSE. So in your first year, it's a 1-year program full time, and it's a rigorous training in economics and political science. In your first year, you'll be required to take 4 units of courses. 3 of those will be compulsory courses, and I'll go through them all in a second. But then the 4th unit will be optional courses. Because would be doing the Toronto program, you'll need to choose at least one course in that one unit, which will come from a shortlist, because that's linked to what you then go on to study in your second year at Toronto. But most students always end up with at least half a unit then to choose from the wider range of courses available at the SPP, but also across the school as well, if you wanted to take a course from, for example, management or finance, for example. But just to go over your 3 core courses, you study political science for public policy, which you'll learn concepts and models for understanding the behaviour of political actors and why they lead to particular outcomes. So voting, political parties, interest groups, legislative politics, corruption, democratisation, ethnic conflict. And these are all tools essential for designing policy interventions to achieve desired future outcomes. You'll then also have to take quantitative approaches and policy analysis, where you'll learn skills for the quantitative evaluation of public policy, such as causal relationships. And then the 3rd unit will be micro and macroeconomics for public policy, where you'll learn micro and macroeconomic concepts, models, and methods, but suitable for appraising policy and in the public policy sphere of things as well. So all of them have public policy underlying, even if a couple of them are more linked to quantitative skills and economics. Next slide. I think that's over back to you, Vanessa.
Thank you. So basically, some of the SPP student networks and opportunities that we can mention at this point in time. We have an SPP Professional Skills Accelerator, which is a series of courses that you can take since the beginning of the year, but most importantly throughout summer, in which we teach specific skills. For instance, I teach a course on bridging polarization, but there's another course on public speaking, there's another course on negotiation, there's another course on writing a policy memo. So a wide range of possibilities for you to increase your toolkit and your skill set in relation to those areas that you would need to thrive in when engaging in public policy. We also have Policy in Practice seminar series that I run for the school, in which I invite seasoned policymakers to the school to discuss various topics in relation to their own experience, engaging in practical aspects of public policy. This year we had Bill Morneau, the former Minister of Finance of Canada. We had Mark Malloch Brown, the Deputy of the UN and Deputy of the World Bank. We also have had a number of people involved in international economics, in global finance, in the private sector, in the social sector. So those seminars are just for the SPP students, and it's a very intimate environment to discuss their careers and their policy interventions in practice. We also have the Global Public Policy Network, which is a network of schools that engage in public policy studies. And next year in March, the event will take place in Singapore. I will be attending the Singapore event in Lee Kuan Yew University, where our students from the LSE and Toronto will be participating on this event that will portray specific policy problems and specific policy interventions thought by and proposed by our students. We also have the Turner Mint program, and we all, of course, regularly welcome guest speakers on a regular basis. We just had the annual event run by our dean at the school, in which we had Hanna Marin, the former Prime Minister of Finland, having a conversation with our students. Also, in relation to the SPP student-led organizations, we have the Women's Network, the Association of Public Policy Students, the Public Sphere Journal for Public Policy that just recently launched a very interesting program online in which they're going to be broadcasting experts on public policy. So that's also very interesting and student-led. But we have LSE wide more than 200 different student societies and activities. So you have, the ones that relate to specific countries, like the Mexican Society or the Canadian Society or the American Society, but they also have all sorts of specific societies that might be of interest to you when you join the wider LSE ecosystem. The next one, please. So as I was saying, we also have a very strong and quite interconnected alumni network that basically have career panel events, a mentorship scheme, alumni in action profiles and campaigns. We also hold an annual alumni symposium that I was a part of last year, in which they portrayed a number of experts on public policy from around the world throughout a couple of days at the LSE. And basically, as I said, it's a go-to space if you want to get contacts, if you want to get a mentorship, a guide, and of course, stakeholder engagement for your careers. And in terms precisely on careers, we have one-on-one career appointments and coaching by the LSE Careers. We also have career seminars, like once a year. The international organizations, the most important international organizations like the World Bank, the IMF, the UN, the Organization of International Migration, and others, go to the school. They hold a series of meetings throughout the day with our students in order to promote vacancies and promote possibilities of working and doing research for them. We also have career impact sessions. We have professionals at LSE that can guide you through your professional career, even to guide you through a job interview and very specific engagements for you to grow your careers and your opportunities. So a very vast array of services and resources that are open for you to maximize your career opportunities within the alumni network, but also the careers support that you have at the school. And I'll pass on the word perhaps to our Toronto partners at this point in time. And then after that, we'll pass on the word to Sophie Gaudreau so she can speak from first-hand experience about what has it been like to be a student in this dual degree program. Thank you.
Sophie, do you want to speak? Do you want to add to what Vanessa was saying from a student's perspective before I go into the second year?
Sure, yeah. Hi everyone again. So Vanessa did a really good job at explaining the first year at the LSE. When she said there's events and you're gonna meet people, she's really not exaggerating. I think I definitely went to minimum one really cool event per week, sometimes 4 or 5. And the people you meet are just absolutely incredible. You're interacting with Nobel Prize winners, you're interacting with diplomats, with former politicians. It's just it's just such a stimulating environment. And at least once a week, you're gonna have this reality check moment. I can't believe this is my life right now. This is insane. Um, I would also say don't be afraid of the quantitative emphasis at the LSE. I think a lot of people came into our degree not having a econ background, and they were a little scared at the beginning. But I mean, all of us just worked together. We became kind of a family, and we just really helped each other. I personally did not have any political science experience before. I came from a very scientific background, so quant was fine for me, but political science I was struggling with a little more. So we all have different strengths, and since it's a cohort of 15, you really become close with each other. So I would say don't be discouraged by that. If when applying you're thinking, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it. You totally can. And really just get involved in societies. It doesn't have to be academic. So I was in the Canadian Society and the Yoga Society. And the Canadian Society, I mean, a couple times a month, they would send us to the Canadian Embassy for really good events. We would meet diplomats, we would meet politicians, we would go to movie screenings, stuff like that. And I think also take care of your mental health. LSE is a lot, but you're not going to regret it. It's absolutely amazing. And take Vanessa's class. It was the best class ever.
Thank you, Sophie. So, as I mentioned, my name is Rejeanne Puran, and I work at the Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy. And I'm going to talk to you about the second year of the MPA MGA program. But let's look at the Munk School at U of T advantage. We're located in the heart of downtown Toronto. For those people who are from Canada and Toronto, you know what that means. For those of you who are not, I don't have a nice map like LSE had, but we are similarly located in the heart of downtown Toronto. And we have the University of Toronto has many beautiful historical buildings as well. And and we basically take up the entire downtown, most of it anyway. Toronto is one of the most multicultural cities worldwide, and U of T has international students from about 150 plus countries. The MGA program at the Munk School, we have about 30% international students. So that's just to give you a little idea. U of T has been ranked number 1 in Canada and number 21 in the prestigious Times Higher Education World University Rankings in 2025. The Munk School has more than 40 plus academic centers, labs, and programs, and the Munk School hosts more than 300 events annually, which our MGA and MPP and dual degree students have access to, or dual degrees when they come to Toronto. I also want to add that uh, our faculty as well, similarly to LSE, are multidisciplinary. They are experts in their field, and it lends to the multidisciplinary education that you're going to receive at the law school. So, sorry, at the Munk School. And uh, they are cross-appointed from many departments within U of T. And so you are going to get that multidisciplinary education. Continuing with the U of T advantage, U of T was ranked in the top 5 universities globally for research and #1 in Canada for research impact, according to NTU university rankings in 2025. We were 4th behind Harvard University, Stanford University, and University College London, and ranked #2 amongst public universities worldwide and #1 in North America. So as you can see, you're going to be attending 2 highly recognized universities when you do this dual degree. The MGA program, the 2-year MGA program is a 2-year professional master's degree, and it's designed to educate future global problem solvers. And when you do the MGA program, you'll be introduced to 8 emphases, which you can explore in year 2. So our dual degree students, after they come from LSE, they will be introduced in second year to these emphases. They may or may not choose an emphasis, but the emphases that we look at, we study are human rights and global justice, global security, global markets, innovation policy, global development, global policy, the digital world, and climate policy. So I said they may or may not choose an emphasis because the curriculum is more or less fixed. So they may or may not get the opportunity to do an emphasis. It depends on your curriculum. So why study the MGA program? You're basically elevating your global affairs journey. And our MGA stands out, our MGA program stands out because we also have a very rigorous academic foundation, looking at core issues shaping global affairs. You engage in you are taught, as I mentioned, by world-class faculty and seasoned practitioners. We actually bring in practitioners along with our faculty members to teach our students. You learn to navigate these challenges with countless layered moving parts. And our class is also very diverse. Similarly to LSE, we have a very diverse classroom, a diverse class, not only in terms of academic backgrounds and ethnicities, culture. We also have diversity in terms of age brackets. Our average age is 23, similar to LSE, but we do have mid-career and senior students as well that our students may be sitting in class with. So you do have a very diverse perspectives within our class, and you're able to collaborate from these varied global backgrounds. Our MGA program, we also offer collaborative specializations, combined degrees, and exchange programs. I wouldn't get into too much of that because this is not applicable to this dual degree, but we do offer these things. We have combined degrees in a JD-MGA and MGA MBA, and we also have actually 5 collaborative specializations. I should have added global policy there. Global health is also an additional global collaborative specialization. Now, in terms of the specializations, again, if you're a dual degree student, you may or may not be able to do a collaborative specialization. It all depends on your course structure. And so it depends, and you're going to have to work that out with our in-program person. And in this case, it'll be Megan Ball. We also have exchange programs through the Center of International Experience, but I highlighted Sciences Po, Hertie, and the National University of Singapore. So on this slide, I basically laid out the structure of the MPA MGA program. So I'm not going to talk about year 1 because you already heard about year 1. But when you are finished, as soon as you become, I just want to make this point that as soon as you become a student in this dual MPA MGA degree, and from the time you start in year 1 in LSE London, our programs teams are communicating with our students even while you're in London. So, for example, Julia Rio, who's our internship manager, will be communicating with our students and helping them, getting them ready to line up that summer global internship, which is 10 to 16 weeks after the summer after year 1 and before you start your year 2. So you are being prepped from the time you're in London to apply. You have to apply for those internship positions. You have to get interviewed. and actually land that global internship. I say global because it is global. You could choose to stay in London and do your internship. You could come to Canada and do the internship, or you could go any other part of the world and do your internship. And I'm going to ask Sophie at this point to talk about her internship. Would you like to add at this point where you did your internship and what was that like for you?
Sure. So I did my internship at the United Nations Migration Program, so IOM, in Angola, in Africa. And I was very grateful for Munk School. They have an amazing internship program in contacts. So they really, really helped us to get contacts to apply for internships. So basically, since I was in a very small field office, I became suddenly responsible for being a liaison with the government, leading a field mission in refugee camps, and just really being on the field, which is what I wanted. But I know that a lot of my friends, they wanted more corporate internships. So a lot of them also went more consulting, or they went to the UN offices in New York or in Geneva, which is a very different experience. There's something for really everyone. If you're interested in something, you'll get it, or you will get something in that field. Um, but yeah, the internship was the reason why I wanted to do the dual degree. I think it's just an amazing experience to put into practice what you learned at the LSE. And it's also a great stepping stone to Mark.
Yes, so that you made a really good point that you, apart from the jobs that Julia is going to be putting on Career Link that our students have access to applying to, you can line up your own internship. So if you have a particular area or internship that you want to do that isn't showing up on Career Link, you can work very closely with Julia, who works very closely with our students to help them land that internship position. So thank you for your input. And that sounded like you had an amazing internship in Africa. So then you will move into your year two at U of T in Toronto. At this point, I'm going to just tell you that we tell you about our Monk School buildings. I didn't mention. We have three Monk School offices. The one Devonshire, which is right next to Trinity College, where much of our faculty members sit. We have Monk One on the undergraduate programs. Our other administrative staff sit there. 14 Queen's Park Crescent, where the MPP program is located. I am located at 14 Queen's Park Crescent. And then the MGA students are located at 315 Bloor Street, which is a very beautiful building um, right on Bloor Street. So that's where Sophie is, where most of her classes, if not all of her classes are. And in your second year, you will be doing fall and winter courses at the Monk School. You'll be doing human rights and global justice research methods for the capstone seminar, final research and analysis. You will start working on a research paper in your second year. This research paper will be turned into a policy brief the second summer after second year, where you're going to be presented to a panel of judges in the summer. You have an additional 6 electives in year two that you can choose at the 200 level, all taken at the Monk School. And I summer after year two, it's GLA 2890, the Global Policy Review. Students will present a policy brief for the panel of judges and produce a poster. And then you will graduate in November. Okay, so let's talk about that capstone course. So this picture here is 315 Bloor Street. So that's where our students, our MG students reside. As you can see, it's very beautiful. So in the capstone course, you are going to be working with a real world client, solving a real world problem. You work in a team of four students, and you work on this problem and solve the problem for the client. Then the seminar part of the course is when you present it to the rest of the class, right? So these listed here are some of the clients we have in the capstone: the World Bank, Global Affairs Canada, City of Toronto, Ontario Ministry of Energy. As you can see, they are high profile clients, and our students are working with these clients in their second year. We also have student leadership initiatives, or SLIs for short. These initiatives are I like to, even though They don't like to say that it's like clubs and societies, but it's almost like that where students initiate these and they lead them, right? That's why we call them student leadership initiatives. And I'm not going to get into all of them, but basically, for example, public good initiative, our students do uh, consulting work for not-for-profit organizations with the help of a faculty member, of course. So they're gaining, again, another level of experiential learning through the SLIs. Um, and so, Sophie, I'm going to call on you at this point since you're already here. Are you involved in any SLI?
Yeah, I am. So I'm on the student council for the Munk School as well
Okay.
as consulting experience. It's not in that screen, but it's I'm working with sick kids, the hospital in Toronto, and I'm writing a policy brief on a new law to prevent suicide in kids and teenagers in Canada. So
Wow.
it's really great to be able to work on such an amazing topic.
Yeah.
And you work directly with psychiatrists and with lawmakers. So as a student, to be able to do that and to have such an impact is just such a special opportunity.
And what's your feelings about the courses that you're taking right now?
I am loving the Monk School, I have to say. Um, it's a lot more specialized than the LSE simply because it's year two. So in the first year, it's a lot more foundational courses. And in the second year, I decided to specialize in both climate policy and global security. So all of my courses are on the intersection of how energy and climate change are a threat to national security and how Canada and different countries can work together to solve these issues. And you can all choose courses that you're really passionate about, which is absolutely amazing. And all your courses are more seminar based. So it's a lot of conversations with the students and with the professors. And the assignments directly reflect what you learn in class. And they're so applicable to real life um, assignments that you would get on the job. So what I did at the UN last summer, these these policy briefs and these not verbal are the same that I'm doing at Munk and the same that I was doing at the LSE. So yeah, the courses are amazing. I'm a huge fan. Great.
Thank you, Sophie. Okay, so we too have a careers team made up of Julia Rio for the MGA program and Soleil Fernandez. Julia works with our students to help them land that internship in the summer. Soleil works with our second year students to help them get that job at the end of the day, and we keep in contact with our alumni. We too, in terms of the MGA and MPP programs, we have 2,000 plus alumni. The MGA program will be 1,000 plus, which includes the dual degree students. But our careers team are also putting on lots of professional development sessions, workshops, employer info sessions, and networking opportunities, cover letter and resume workshops, mock interviews, exclusive job postings on CareerLink. I mentioned creating your own internship. We also have a dedicated career management system that all of our students are added to from the time they become a student. Um, I want to say that from year one to year two, we run a lot of our careers team, not we, run a lot of professional development workshops. And even when you're in LSE, because they're online, our students, even when they're in year one at LSE, can join in professional development workshops if it falls into your schedule, of course, right? So talking about MGA internship statistics, uh, I'm not going to list it all out, but you can see it's very diverse. Our students intern at many different places, government, private sector, think tanks, etc. And in terms of alumni outcomes, 50% of our MJs tend to go into the private sector. But that doesn't mean you cannot go into government, you cannot go into academic and think tanks, NGOs. It just means that's where they choose to go. I like to make that point. Our MGs choose to go to the private sector mainly, as you can see in terms of location. Majority of our graduates live and work in Canada, but we are building out alumni in the Middle East, the USA, Africa, Europe, Asia, Latin America. And I also want to make the point, it's not that our students may not have had, obviously, you can see this is a very global and international degree. You spend an entire year in London, you're doing another global internship. You can do an exchange. Well, I don't think dual degree students can do exchanges, but if you were doing the 2-year MG or 2-year MP, you could. But what I'm saying is that you may have had a global stint and then come back. A lot of our students, because they may be Canadian, come back and live and work in Canada. This is my contact information. Please email me at discover.munk@utoronto.ca. And I've included not only the Munk School website, but also the website that we have our dual degree webpage on the Munk School. Okay, and now I would pass it back over to LSE.
Thank you so much, Rejeanne. And basically, that's the presentation we wanted to make to you on behalf of the LSE, on behalf of the Munk School, and also on behalf of a student that is living the experience of the dual degree as we speak. And just for the record, we didn't just choose Sophie because she's very happy with the degree, as you can tell. But basically, if you would speak to any of her colleagues, and Sophie would confirm this, we have happy students that are quite fulfilled with the program, and the fact that the whole holistic experience of living in London and living in Toronto, studying at the LSE, studying at Munk School, creates a fascinating world-class degree that enables you and gives you the tools in order for you to improve your knowledge, your academics, but also your practical skills in order to navigate the policy environment. But please jump in case you have any questions. We have a question: will a recording or presentation be available after today's session? This is a question perhaps for Sophie. Gabriel? This is not recorded, right?
We will be recording and sharing all of the slides afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So there you go. And Milen, I think you have a question there.
Yes,
Please
thank you
mute.
so much for all of the information, especially Sophie. It's lovely to hear your internship experience. I know that's probably what a lot of us are hoping to benefit from in a program like this. I have two questions. One, what's the competition like? Like how many people are accepted every year to the program? My second question is for students who don't have an economic background, do you guys provide maybe like summer courses in the lead up to year one, or do you have any resources that you recommend to students to like prepare to be in a program like this? One of the things that I appreciate is the macro and the microeconomics and the focus on those quantitative skills. But those are things that I don't have training in. So it would be important to come prepared. So yeah, any advice would be helpful on that.
Do you want to take it, Sophie? Do you want me to?
Sure. I mean, I can start, and if you have anything to add.
Sorry, I was saying Sophie Gabriel.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. No,
No,
take
no,
it,
no.
take
If
it.
you want to speak from experience, Sophie, and then I'll
No,
pass on the word to Sophie Gabriel.
no, there's too many Sophies. You guys are in charge. Do it.
I'll just touch upon the last bit that you said, Milen, which is to help you prep over the summer. Once you've got your offer and you're in the system, we'll send you a short course to kind of complete in your own time, that we frequently update year on year to make sure that that's relevant to students and what's to come in the next year. And also, as double degree students on the MPA programme, you will have to do a 2-week pre-sessional teaching course. So that starts around mid-September, where you'll kind of have an intensive induction into kind of quant skills as well as doing lots of other fun, welcome activities. So you already will have a little bit of a foundation that we provide for you before you kick off the start of term.
And just to complement that, the cohort is 15, and basically there's a very large set of requests for being part of the program. So it's a very thorough analysis that we do on a joint basis to get those students that we think fit the profile best. And I think Benjamin also has a question.
Hello, everyone. I'm Benjamin. I'm based in Toronto. I have a similar question that I think someone asked in the chat about the financial part. Do domestic does a domestic student in Toronto count international in LSE and should pay the full tuition, or is it any federal grants like the ones like OSAP covering universities in the Ontario? Will that also cover since it's a dual degree program, or is it just a regular international fee?
In terms of OSAP, you're gonna have to contact OSAP and ask them if they would help while you're in LSC, while you're in London. I'm not 100% sure if they will, or maybe they may give you a portion. I'm not sure. So that's a question for OSAP directly. But in terms of OSAP for your second year, when you're in Toronto, for sure, you'll be able to get OSAP for your second year.
And
Thank
from
you so much.
LSE side, Georgina's also just put in a link to fees and funding opportunities here at LSE for SPP programs and graduate programs.
Albert, please go ahead. You're muted. You're muted, Albert. Still cannot hear you. Maybe you can post your question through the chat and we can read it out loud. We cannot hear you at this point in time. So basically the scholarship options are there on the chat, and I don't think there's any other question. We're just waiting for Albert to pose his question and then we can wrap it up. Still, I think I'm not able to see that, but you can follow up on that, Albert, if you have an additional question that we can answer in the coming days. And this is also something that I wanted to tell you. This is a first interaction with all of you, but happy to answer any other questions you might have in the coming days. Here are the teams and very much willing to engage with you. Albert, I'll read what he's mentioning in the chat. I want to say thank you for your time and for the expectations you've generated. It's truly exciting and appealing to secure a place at such a magnificent universities. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon in the hallways. We very much look forward to seeing you in the hallways as well, Albert. So we also look forward to seeing the rest of you that have been on this chat, and happy to connect with you in the coming days, in the coming weeks, to sort out any other questions you might have. But thanks for being in the event. And thanks to our partners, Rejeanne, and thank you, Sophie Gaudreau, for being the voice of the students today. And thank you for the wonderful LSE team. And wish you the best for the holidays. Be safe and enjoy time with your families. Bye.